another one, yeah. It's a first one, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
What's going on, people? How are we doing? Welcome to iBoxingHub, the channel for just boxing fanatics, as it were. And I've seem to have, I don't know, a boxing fanatic stream right now with me. We have Mr. Robbie Davies Jr. Robbie, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, thanks. How are we?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I was even when I messaged you today, well, I've been meaning to message you for ages, but I was like, I swear I haven't spoken to this dude in yonks, bro. And now obviously you've got your fight. Then the last time, I think the very first time that I had spoken to you, you obviously had that bad injury, and then
Yeah.
I don't know, fortune's just I don't know, you found a four-leaf clover and everything's sort of been looking up for you, mate. But yeah, how's everything been?
Yeah, do you know what? Like, obviously, since the leg break, obviously, there was a lot of what's going to be next and stuff like that. Then 15-month layoff. I take a chance in America against former world champion. And then, do you know what? Like, I didn't like off the back of that loss, I didn't think, what, I'm done here. I thought, you know what? Like, I showed what I've still got left after a 15-month layoff. I'd been with a new coach at the time for about three months, something like that. And then fortune's played in my favour for giving a good account of myself, and now I've got another big fight on the horizon.
Well, Javier Fortuna, nice. All right. I genuinely didn't see that one like coming from anywhere. But as I said, we haven't really spoken in ages. But congratulations, mate. Obviously, the relationship that you got now with Pro Box TV. I mean, you're active. I'm really happy for you, mate. Really happy, especially as I said from the first time that we first started speaking after the injury, and just like you had said, you didn't know what was going to happen. It's good to see good things happen to good people. Damn it! All right, except for a Liverpool football team. I don't want that. I don't want good things for you guys ever. But
just leave that alone. Leave that alone.
Yeah, no. That's why I got the England shirt on. It's neutral. Okay, it's neutral.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But I mean, so I mean, you weighed in. Everybody's looking forward to the fight.
Yeah, there was a bit of a problem with the weight. Obviously, he had problem with his flight. He came in way overweight, like stupidly overweight.
How much did he come in? Can you say?
I don't even want to say it online. Like, it's ridiculous what he came in. So I've had to come in as basically a welterweight, and I still when you see.
I was literally about to say blink twice if he came in at super welter.
Yeah, so I've literally come in as a welterweight, and he's still come in heavier than me. Put it that way. So like when everyone was super dry at the weigh-in, I was just like, get me on the scales last. I'm all right. I've eaten and drank. Do you know what I mean? So
what fight are you guys actually? I mean, obviously, it's
because of him missing the weight that much. It's I'm going to be fighting in 10s now. It's going to be classed as a welterweight contest, I think. Yeah.
Why is he so unprofessional? I don't understand.
In all fairness to him, on his flight, I think, touch wood, someone passed on his flight and they had to turn the flight round. We've got all the official documents in there. So he had to like stay on a plane for God knows how long, because he had to do like half a flight, go back and then come back again. And it was from the Dominican, so it weren't no short flight. And I think just things of being on the plane that long, water restrictions and things like that. But he did come in significantly over the weight. But luckily enough for me, thanks to my team at Pro Box, Glover, the Conlons and Ian, who works closely with them, they've sorted it all for me, and we've got the show over the line, and like the fight's all sorted now. We're back on.
No, I'm really, really happy. I mean, mate, this is what I'm saying. One wouldn't know about all of this type of drama and stuff like that. That's why Robbie's my guy. Whenever
honestly, if you'd have seen the weight he was when he got here, I know 1,000 fighters would have said the fight's not happening. But me being me, and I want to fight. Like, I am the difference between fighters that say they want to fight and I actually want to fight. I was like, I'll weigh in with stuff in my pockets if I have to. Like, I'll make this fight happen. Do you know what I mean? So I just made sure I weren't dry in the morning. I had a little drink and a little bite, and then obviously he still weighed in heavier than me, but we were close to each other's weight now because obviously he had to get a little bit off, and I put a little bit on just to
Go
make
to
sure that
and
happened.
then come back.
Yeah, so. But we've
Um,
made it work, and obviously thanks to Pro Box and the Conlons, they helped massively to get it done. So and we're back on now.
No, I mean, obviously, big up to the Conlons, big up to ProBox TV, for supporting you as well. Like, rightly deserved, to be honest with you. I like watching you fight, man. You leave everything in that ring, no matter
Yeah,
victory, loss, whatever. It's no one will ever be disappointed from a Robbie Davies Jr. fight. But I mean, this was kind of what I mean, bro. From all the information that you've given me, I mean, I obviously want you to absolutely chin him. I if you didn't tell me about the delays in the fights and stuff like that, I would have absolutely rinsed the shit out of him because I hate fighters coming overweight. I find that really
yeah, I
disrespectful. And
know.
then obviously all your
Yeah,
teams
do you
have
know
to
what?
try
Like
and balance the.
yeah,
Oh,
like
carry on.
don't get me wrong. There's a thin line in it where you think like you're still significantly over. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
in his defense, like that happened with the flights, and he's been on a flight a long time. He's still got a little bit off, not much, but he's still got a little bit off, which helped as well. And I put a little bit on, so he didn't just sit on his ass and say like, "That's me done. I'm weighing in this, and that's it." So he did have a go and stuff like that. So good on him. Do you know what I mean? So he clearly wants to fight himself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just going obviously to the comments section right now. Big up to you, Mr. Neutral Man. An incredible force to be reckoned with at the minute. Mr. Neutral is Ando Bance. Go on, Robbie. To wait 1 second. A reminder to all boxers: you got to stay weighed in. All right, big up Andrew, and thank you for getting your catchphrase in there. That's lovely. But with obviously the fight carrying on, ha- I hope you've been compensated. We got Andrew. I mean, we have Mr. Neutral here saying, I hope you've been compensated, and I hope, like, obviously, everything sort of balanced out in that area, which probably has, considering the
Yeah,
fight is on.
obviously that's like something we don't talk about. Obviously, in this side of the game, but of course, my
No,
team and they've also everything's been sorted. Like otherwise, I'd have had to walk away from it because of the weight difference. But like I'm not someone to like I'm not fighting for money. Do you know what I mean? I'm not someone that's chasing a penny just to get in the ring. Like his weight and me being protected and me getting the win is what's most important to myself. Not not getting compensated for him coming in overweight. But obviously, like I said before, in his defence, the flight was out of his hands. It was out of our hands. It was just like an act of God, really. Like no one could predict that was going to happen.
I mean, all right, it is what it is. Obviously, you're my guy, so we got to make sure that you're okay on the other side of the yellow brick road. But Robbie, obviously, you've been in the game, a long time, man. You've given yourself to boxing. Obviously, coming through with a couple of unfortunate defeats. What does this fight mean to you? In terms of where you go from here.
Every fight's the same for me. Like it's a passion of mine. Like I love boxing. It's my identity really. Like if you're ever speaking to me and you're not talking about boxing, listen, I've got a few conspiracies I like talking about,
I
as you
know.
know,
I can't wait. I can't wait to tell
but
you.
that's another story. But besides that, like if you don't talk about boxing, you haven't got much to talk to me about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Except for me,
like
yeah. Robbie and I are chopping
every
it up about the conspiracies after this. But
yeah,
we're weird
Defo.
people. We're weird people. But yeah, I'll carry on. Sorry, Robbie.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But in regards to boxing, like it's part of my identity. So every fight means the world to me. Do you know what I mean? And I know if I win this one, there'll be someone else that wants a piece of me as well. Like I know I'm at the latter end of my career, but I'm young in like in the way I am, and I keep my body fresh. And I just think like there's more of me to come, and I feel like if I was to lose here, would put doubts on them sort of pitches in my head. Do you know what I mean? So every win's important to me, and this is no different.
This is why I like interview people like you, and how we kind of end up building relationships with fighters and stuff like yourself. Like you, I can tell you do it for the love. Yeah, it is about money and stuff like that, but you genuinely want to put on a show, and that's why I've always loved watching you fight from ages, man. So
Do you know
yeah,
what?
like
Like
I said, we only want the best
it's
for you
not
on that regard.
it's like another thing. Like it's not really about the money as well now, because I work now with I work with children. Like I've done loads of courses now, and I work with like kids that have been through a lot, traumas, abuse, families don't want them, things like that. So like financially, I'm completely fine. Do you know what I mean? But this is the love for the game, and now that like I'm never chasing sponsors and that, because I've got a good job as well now. Do you know what I mean? And I can, the hours of work, I can do most of it on my laptop, and then I can still train just as hard as anyone else. Listen, I give up a bit of me a lot of my free time, but like free time for me, I couldn't think of anything better than being in the boxing gym. So it's like I'm happy either way.
The Scouser thing, just love to fight, just love to fight. Oh, we got Mr.
It's not
Neutral
even
there.
it's not even that, like it's not even like saying that I love to fight. It's just like I was saying before, for as long as I remember, being a boxer has been my identity. And like round by ours now, I'm because I work with kids in like the community centres and stuff like that, I'm known as King of the Kids. They don't even know I'm a boxer. They think
Wait,
I'm
King of
like
the Kids
Pele.
is wild.
They think I'm like Pele at five sides because
But this is what I'm saying, Robbie. Like you, I mean, there's you and another couple of fighters. Like you guys end up becoming like cult heroes,
yeah,
because of obviously what you're doing with the community and inspiring like the younger boxers and stuff like that. And there was a point, that I think Andrew or Neutral just said, is that you know, I want fighters to keep on carrying on, even if they lose. It's not you losing, it's how you lose and how you come back and how you dust yourself
yeah.
off.
Like,
And
well, if you ever look at any of my losses, they've all been, there's been nothing in them, or like I've had a
very,
rematch and beat
but
them,
you give it
or
everything.
I've had an
That's the point.
injury, or I've been
Mm.
in someone else's back garden, or I've took it on short notice. Like there's always something with all of my fights. There's never a fight where you think, oh, Robbie got blitzed there. He shouldn't have been in the ring with him. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
there's always a story to tell. Do you know what I mean? But as anyone knows, the way I am, I just hold my hands up and go, wasn't my night. He won. Do you know what I mean? That's
that
just the
maybe
way
that's
it
your
is.
problem a little bit, because everybody's saying, I broke my ankle, this and red and stuff like that. Like maybe I should have been your spokesman, Roddy. I would have come out and been like,
Yeah,
nope, this is the story as to this.
yeah. Do you know
But
what I mean? It's just one of them. Like just it's
and that's
just
the
one of
thing.
them things, isn't it? Just unfortunate.
Well, I mean, you're still giving us fights, man. Obviously you're fighting Javier Fortuna. There's a question over here from Mr. Neutral. Robbie, what's your short-term ambitions moving forward?
Short term's ambition in the boxing is obviously I'd never like to finish on a loss. That's for one.
Mm.
I'll have this fight. I'll see how I compete. Obviously, I've been feeling great in the gym. I've been doing everything asked of me by Crawler. He seems happy with me. I feel like I've got a new lease of life in me. Like, and I know every fighter says that when they get a new gym, but you can only really show it under the bright
Mm.
lights. So if that keeps going, I'll keep the ball rolling, and I'll hopefully be back on the big stage soon. I'm not saying this isn't a big stage, but I've been at bigger, and I want to get back in them bright lights.
And this is obviously that stepping. So, I mean, to have obviously a name like Fortuna, who got absolutely sent to the gulag by a one Osterine Ryan Garcia,
Yeah,
it for me. This is the stepping stone for you, mate. 1,000,000%. Obviously, very odd. Like as you said, with every fight, there's a story. This one, there's another story. There's flight delays and this and everything like that. So I don't know,
yeah.
Robbie. Maybe it's you.
I'm jinxed.
um,
I'm
I know,
jinxed.
mate. I know. No, they're going through the YouTube, the TikTok history, and they're like, "Nah, we need to get this guy right. We need to
Yeah,
get." And just obviously carrying on from that, with with your charity work and everything.
Yeah.
When did you sort of start that? It's because people don't
What
really
it
know
what it
this side
was,
of you. Like we,
yeah, what it was is obviously my mum's retired now, and she started working as a like volunteer in a food bank, a local food bank, like helps people that can't afford food and stuff like that. And then
you're all
she just
saints.
what's that?
I said you're all saints.
Yeah, it's one way to put it. But and my mum just messed because at the time I was obviously coming off my leg being broke. I was a bit, what am I gonna do next? And my mum just said like the community workers are here working with the kids. They're after someone to help them out. Would you do it for me for a bit? And I was like to my mum, yeah, like it's not like I'm doing anything else. It's only 10 minutes from my house. And obviously, when we were going in there's some kids that like come from not the best backgrounds. Is probably the best way to put it. And
Mm.
when I was in there, obviously the way I'm a proper laddie lad. Don't speak to you like I'm your teacher or something like that, or like I'm gonna tell you
You're the
off. I like,
cool guy, the cool teacher.
yeah, I wanted to be that guy that like the kids could lean on, and if they needed to tell someone something, it'd be me. Do you know what I mean? And
Mm.
within
Yeah.
about 2 weeks of doing a bit of work with them and stuff like that, they were like, "Do you want a job? Like, we've never seen these kids like this." And then before I know it, I like took it on as a part-time job, and then obviously through that, the boss in there like put me on to other sort of work I can do with like residential kids in care homes and working alongside like Ofsted registered kids and stuff like that. And
Mm.
before I knew it, I must have done about 25, 30 courses for all different stuff that you need to do to work with certain types of kids. So I've proper educated myself on it over the last 18 months. Whether it's kids that have been abused, neglected, they've just been dealt a shit pack of cards, or some of them are just traumatized in all different ways. And I've ended up falling into that as another job now. And then obviously I'm still doing a little bit of community work, but it's hard to juggle the hours with me boxing, community work, residential work, and then I live at home now, which is a blessing because
Mm.
I'm able to be with my daughter more. And obviously now I'm trying to juggle everything and still
Do
have
you get
time for
much
my
free
family as
time for
well.
anything? Yeah, I was about to
See,
say
like,
like you, because that's a lot, mate.
yeah, see, like if it wasn't for a group chat with me mates, like they'd never speak to me, which is
Yeah.
sad. Which is sad right now. But I get this fight out of the way, and then we'll get this fight out of the way, and then I'll be able to have a bit of downtime, see some friends, spend a bit more time with family and stuff like that.
And because it sounds like you're a man on the mission in the sense of you want to have that last moment. You want to have that big fight, and obviously you've said that you don't want to end on a loss, and you're doing all of
Yeah.
these inspirational things. To be honest with you, it's incredible. Like, do you see your career sort of? How many fights would you say you would have left in you
Like
if you could?
if I keep winning, I'll have two or three. Do you know what I mean? I'll have 3 or 4 fights because like I say, it's for the love of the sport. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want to be in it,
Mm.
and I'm not. Well, some people might say different, but I'm not old for my age. Do you know what I mean? I've always kept myself
You look
feeling
great,
young,
Robbie.
acting young.
Okay, is that what you
Yeah,
want me to say to you? You look great. All right.
I was fishing. I was fishing for that, but nice
Bro's
one.
been fishing for this
Yeah,
compliment for the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
live.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, god
I,
damn it, you look great.
I'm glad you finally give me it. Took your time, but there we go. But no, I don't want to just be in it for the sake of things. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully in the future, like I can still keep on my work going and stuff with the kids, and then I'll like work under Crawler and help him out and stuff like that. Not for a financial reasons, just more for the love of the game. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And this is the thing. Mr. Anthony Crowler, he's been building his empire slowly by slowly, fight by fight. I mean, William Crowler, that's my guy, man. That's the homie right there.
Yeah,
That's my brother. Actually,
Kid
um,
Dynamite. That's what
Kid
his
Dynamite,
nickname should
mate.
be. Kid Dynamite, you know.
He is he's sending everybody and their mother to the gulag, bro. I've been telling people about this kid ever
Yeah.
for the longest time, bro. How is it in the gym? Like, what is, obviously you got Crawler there. I mean, who else? How's the atmosphere and how
We've
is he
got
as a
it.
trainer? Because
We've got like Willie. We've got Crawler. Obviously, we've got the two new Croft twins that are coming up, going to burst onto the scene soon. We've got Rhiannon Dixon. There's a few other lads in there. James Moorcroft, Levi, Bobby Kaufman. Like when he breaks onto the scene, people are gonna know more about him. He's a great fighter. It's
Mhm.
Anthony's building a great stable, and with a few of them, it's just waiting to get their opportunity.
I mean, and this is the thing, you get like a Campbell Hatton, for example, where he, he he's so we take a Camberhan and then we take a William Crowler. Now with William was almost like begging Eddie, at one point to kind of sign him. I was a bit kind of pissed off because of the work and stuff that he had been putting in, and then he kind of didn't have that contract until he absolutely sparkled
Yeah,
that guy. I think in his third
you know what
fight,
though?
then he
Like
was like, yeah,
if I had an ounce of Will Crawler of his confidence, uh, you could learn so much. Like he was never fussed about Eddie about like getting that contract. He was just like, every time I get in front of Eddie, I'm gonna bang the kid out. And he literally says this. We go, what you reckon? He goes, I'm gonna knock him out. And then he did, and I'd just be like, wow, I need an ounce of that. Do you know what I mean? He was like, I felt like he knew he was going to get the contract because he was that confident in his own ability and what he could do.
I mean, well, this is the thing, mate. Anybody with eyes can see that this kid has the most incredible killer instinct, mate. Like he just, as soon as he knows that he's got you, it's just like that
Yeah,
guy's head was going from west to right, left. I was
he
just
not.
like, get the poor
Oh, he
bastard
said
out
that.
of
We were like, just stop punching, let him go down. Like he was hitting him that many times, he was keeping him up. I was like, just let him go down.
Bro, wasn't it? He was in static
Yeah,
motion. He was in static motion, bro. I was just like, oh, mate, fuck it. And that was supposed to be a step up. Anthony
yeah,
has a real star in his hands, you lot, man. And obviously he's learning from people like you, head screwed on and just overall good people around the gym. That's really really great to know because I'm actually chopping it up with him later. I
yeah.
think he has a hangover from some of the partying that he was doing yesterday. But
No
what?
surprise.
I know, mate. I was just like, mate, you enjoy yourself, man. He's a great kid, great kid. The just a couple of things, bro, and obviously thank you so much for your time as always,
Yeah,
man. The promotional situation. What's kind
yeah.
of happening with that?
So like I just like I started doing self management, and then because I literally know everyone in boxing. Like I've got everyone's phone number. If I need to speak to someone, I have all the fronts in the world, and the worst anyone can say to you is no.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I've never had like, I could be wrong. Like there could be someone that says I'm not, but I feel like I've got a good relationship with everyone. I've never fell out with anyone. I never say a bad word about anyone. If it's none of my business, I don't mention it. So I always just like, I thought, you know what, like when I'm in this point now, I just left the McGuiggans and stuff like that. I thought I'll just try and create my own path. And
Mm.
then I set up a deal with listen, I had other deals going on. I was about to sign to fight Harlem Eubank with a Wasserman. And then I'm sitting there watching the telly and he gets in the ring with Adam Azim. And I was like, what the hell is
Mate,
going here? He's meant to be fighting me. But then, luckily enough for me, I'd been speaking to Pro Box about fighting Sergey Limpinets. So I was like, do you know what? The Harlem thing looks dead in the water. I'll fight Limpinets now. Let's go. So I've just been like speaking to everyone
what did
myself and
so
doing it all
sorry, mate.
myself.
What did team you? Because this is what I'm saying, Robbie. Like you never give anybody these gems except for me. That's why I love you.
What's
With
that?
Harlem Eubank, the
Yeah,
Harlem, you guys, what you and Harlem Eubank were supposed to be fighting? I didn't hear anything about this.
exactly. Because it was literally getting done. We were speaking to them. I was back and forth with them. They were waiting on things and waiting on for when TV dates off Channel 5 and stuff like that. They were. And then next thing, I'm sitting there watching Sky Sports, and Harlem Eubank got in the ring with with Adam, and Adam I'd been training with Adam for the last like 18 months. He was like my mate, and Shane and that still are my mates. So I was like, well, if
Yeah.
he's got the fight, obviously, why are they talking to me? And then when I spoke to like the behind the scenes team, I was like, what's going on here? They were like, we have not got a clue. Like Eubank Senior has sorted this. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, well, I did not. I thought I was fighting him. They were like,
Ah.
so did we. So I didn't have to, because I was getting anxious. I wanted to get a fight. Like at the time was ticking of how long I'd been out the ring. And obviously, I'd made Pro Box aware of this. Like, I wasn't taking the piss with them. Like, I'm one of them people that's open as a book.
Mhm.
I was telling them, like, listen, I'd rather fight Harlem because it's at home, it's a winnable fight, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing I went back to them and said, you know what? I'll take the fight. I'll fight him. Limpinets. Let's make it happen. So we just got the contract. I'd
Mhm.
been with Crawler a few months. I told them what I was thinking and stuff like that. I wanted to get back into the mix. They told me if I
Mhm.
win with Limpinets, what'd be on the back of it, like with the dangled carrot, stuff like that. And obviously I didn't get the win, but I had a long time out the ring, and I feel like I've just gone from strength to strength since then.
I mean, you definitely have, mate. I mean, my kind of issue is just that, it's sorry, Robbie, bear with me just 1 second.
Yeah.
Apologies for that. The luxury of having housemates. Well, you have obviously gone from strength to strength, bro. I mean, look at everything you're doing right now. I mean, the main thing is that you're active, and you could
Yeah, that's it.
literally
Like,
change your stars.
that was
My thing is just the unprofessionalism of that, that team and stuff. It's just yeah, it's interesting.
of whose
I wanted to
team?
get the Harlem Eubank situation.
Oh yeah, that was a mess. Like, but I don't think it to be fair on them, like they were unaware of it. Like, so I wouldn't say like his team at the
But the
time wasn't
Eubanks,
in. Yeah. Oh no, Eubank Senior was who basically done it without telling anyone. But like at the time, he wasn't even his
this is
manager. I
what I'm
don't think.
saying. You're a nice guy. You won't say this type of stuff. I'm nobody. I can actually say that's a whole bunch of bullshit, man. I
Yeah,
don't know.
like
I don't know.
don't. So like to be fair on like the Sowlands or their back staff who I was speaking to, like they were all like they like I'm watching Sky Sports and I text them and they text me back instantly saying like we don't know what is going on here. So like Eubank Senior had sorted it himself and got the two of them in the ring, and then obviously now I'm pure doubtful that I'm ever going to get the fight. So I was just like,
Well,
I'm
you
fighting
and
Limp.
Adam both, to be honest with you. I mean, because I met Adam when he was coming out and stuff, and we were talking and everything, and I was just like, he was like, about the announcement and stuff. I was like, yeah, I know about the announcement, because I thought the fight was signed between them, and then they went into the ring, and then they said, yeah, we're announcing that we're talking. I
Yeah,
said, what the fuck is this?
he probably dodged the bullet not fighting Adam anyway. So
Well, it seems. I mean, Adam Azim, I'm a huge fan. Grew up in
yeah,
Slough as well,
same.
and yeah, he's definitely next up. And I wanted to get your opinion on just sort of boxing as a whole, bro, man. With the Jack Catterall and Regis Prograis. What did you think about that?
I thought I had Prograis up until about round 7. Thought Jack started like clipping him, and then once he put him down twice,
Mm.
I felt like he took every round from then on. And I thought the cards were a bit wide, but I definitely had Jack winning. I think I thought Jack took his time to step on the gas, but I'd say he like stepped on the gas right at the
Mm.
exact time. Do you know what I mean? And if
Yeah,
he'd have left it any later, it could have been hard to pull it back. But then once he got to them knockdowns, I felt like felt like Prograis started falling apart a bit. His ankle was sore. He was saying his shoulder was sore, and Jack
He
just kept on
started
his game.
spontaneously combusting Prograis. It was like it was weird.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I've spoke to many people, and I believe Jack can punch, even though he hasn't got a lot of knockouts. So I think like wear and tear on your body during a fight of 12 rounds, getting whacked by someone that can punch a bit, could definitely take its toll on you, especially as Prograis. I think he's about 36, isn't he? Something like that. So
Mm, mm. Well, I thought that Prograis was going to retire, but it seems that he's probably going to campaign at a higher weight, which I think he should have done ages
I don't
ago.
I,
But
I don't think he's very big though to campaign at a higher weight. To be honest, he only looks small.
well, 147, he could go up to 147. Him and Josh should have went up to 147 ages ago, I think.
Yeah, but
Um,
least with Josh,
hmm?
Josh is like 5'11". He's got a bigger body to fill out. Whereas Prograis, for me anyway, he just looks like very small. Like he's not like big, he's not chunky. He looks a small light welter even to me.
Well, what sort of? I mean, just obviously, it's actually great because I can ask you from a first-hand experience in terms of those couple of pounds, bro. Because as like, let's say, as the average boxing fan or just as the average person, if somebody is explaining the weights or whatever, we'll be like, oh no, like 135, 140, he can go up 5 pounds, or like 140, 147, he can make the 7 pound.
Yeah, but
Is it that easy? Like, what's it? Yeah,
I don't know. Like anyone can go up in weight. You could just have like food in your belly. But I mean, like it's putting it on in the right way. Like if you're someone
exactly.
and you've got a back on you like a scared cat, but you're cutting that much weight and you look drained and skinny when you make weight. You might make the weight, but then when you go back up, you never feel the same.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? Like it's not the same. Like, but some of these fighters like move up in weight because it's the only option really. And then the
yeah.
fighting fellas that are coming down from a much higher weight, and then when they're all rehydrated, it's just not the same. You might be weighing the same on the scales, but one's got good weight on them, and one's got
Mm.
weight that's just sitting in his belly. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's wild. Like you get like Gary Cuddy, who's like 6'2", and he fights at 135 pounds.
Yeah, see, like Gary, because he's quite a big frame as well, like shoulder wise and stuff like that. Like if he really wanted to, he could go as he gets older, he could go 140, 147.
Bro, he
He's the
could go
type
to
of
heavyweight.
he's one of the fighters. See, when you've got a frame like that, you can do that.
Mm,
Remember Derry Matthews? He was a featherweight, then a
mm,
super featherweight, then a lightweight. It was because he had the right frame to do it. Do you know what I mean?
mm. Just asking the chat for any last minute questions that they have for you, Mr. Robbie, man.
Yeah.
Because it's always incredible, like chopping it up with you, man. You're million% my guy. What do you think about Riyadh season, bro? Like I don't think we've actually spoken about it. Like, what do you think about Turkey? His influence? Some people like it, some people don't. Good for
Well,
boxing. Mm,
obviously, the only thing I don't like about it is that I
mm,
can't afford to go over and watch these shows. That's the only thing. But from a fan perspective, sitting there watching them on the telly, unbelievable. And all the fighters, good on you for getting on them because you're looking after yourselves, you're getting money in the bank, your family, whatever you need to do in the future, you can set yourself up a bit. Like, and the people that don't like it or fighters that don't like it probably just want a piece of it themselves, really. Because
mm.
I know myself, if you got the opportunity to be on one of them shows,
They would say yes. They would.
yeah,
Unless you're Canelo, you're
that's what
gonna
I'm
say
saying.
yes.
Yeah, well, Canelo makes that money anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit
Mm,
different, but for the average Joe that gets the opportunity to fight on like the undercard of AJ or something like that, or someone said to you out the blue, "Do you want to fight for a world title?" And there's like someone at your weight, and they're getting an opportunity. It's unbelievable for them. So, from a fan's perspective, I enjoy watching all the best fights, the best fight, the best. That's what we all want.
mm. Just one over here from Jams going through the comments. I just want to say thank you for following me on X. We got Jams here from Boxing Media Hub. Big up to my guy Jamsy. Please, guys, go follow him. For following me on X on Christmas Day last year. Robbie, you're giving people Christmas presents, my guy. This guy is he's a saint. Like, honestly, like I feel bad.
Listen, I can smile for the camera, but I'm no saint.
Don't go into his browsing history, please.
Yeah.
It made my day as
Conspiracies
Robbie
up
has.
to death.
Oh mate, oh my god, man! It made my day as Robbie has always been one of my absolute favorite characters in boxing, and I wish him nothing but the best. That's Jams, boxing man.
Thank you,
And,
appreciate it.
I don't know, the live interviews are the ones in it. Like, I'm not really feeling pre-recorded anymore. No question, just we got Shy from the 505. Big up everybody. No question, just big him up for me, please, on his ankle recovery. I think she said she was messaging you and checking it up on you as well. That's what Shy does. I couldn't believe how quick he was doing that. Watching him on Insta was inspiring to push through the pain and adversity. Shout out him. And you are shouted out, my guy.
Thank you.
Mr. Neutral says, "Big up, Sir Robbie." Everybody's obviously showing their love. This is what I'm saying, Robbie, man. You got fat. You're a hero out here in these streets, bro, man. And obviously you need to obviously send me the links for your charities or your works and stuff like that. We'll put it all over this video. Last, maybe just two more. Just two more while I got you. What do you think of Eddie and Frank's unity? This is something I never.
It's
Yeah,
you know, like it's something we never thought would happen. I know they say like take Alishi with his money and stuff like that is what's brought them together, but maybe even if he never, you just had to, it just took someone to get them in the room with each other and speak to each other, like not on a competitive point of view, just like we can make this happen, we can do this, blah blah blah. And it might have always been there anyway, because when you see them and they're speaking together and stuff like that on the same interviews and stuff like that, they seem like they get on great. So I think it was always just a bit of rivalry that they had, and that was just the top and bottom of it. Because like I've even seen Eddie do interviews, and he said like I don't want to upset shake the boat, because we've got a good relationship with Frank now. Do you know what I mean? And it's probably something that they never knew that they would have, unless someone like Take Ali was to bring them together. So I think it's good for boxing, because like remember if like Take Ali ever went missing one day and said like do you know what, I'm not going to do any more shows, I honestly think like Eddie and Frank would still do like 5v5s and stuff like that with each other still. Do you know, like they maybe like once a year or something like that. They'd have ways of.
I think with George Warren and Frank Smith, I think eventually somehow they would have been able to kind of get that. Do you know what I mean? Because George Warren, he's so in the background. Like obviously, but I feel like he is just as talented as Eddie Hearn. I'm a really big fan of George Warren.
They're all good at the job, aren't they? So that's why they're there. If there's any jobs going in a few years, and I'll start as a T-boy as well and work my way up.
Mate, we'll do it together, man. We'll do it together and vlog it. Obviously, thank you so much, Robbie. The final question that I have for you is, we have the rematch. Obviously, December 21st, guys, go get your tickets for the 505 watch party that's going to be happening in London. I will be there hosting with Neutral, Eric, and Shiesty as well. So please get your tickets. Who do you have? Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk? Now, Tyson has said things like he was having too much fun. All right. He said, he definitely won the fight. All right. Usyk is just come into the press conference dressed as Hitman. So with that information there.
In my opinion, like all like the commercial side of things does not matter between these two type of fighters. I just honestly believe if remember like the couple, like 1 or 2 rounds where Tyson like started just like throwing his weight about and throwing big shots, and
around the 6th.
Yeah, and he looked like he was getting somewhere, and then the next round he got copped himself, obviously. But I always felt like if Tyson fighted that fight, remember like when he fought Wilder the second time, and he just went in to absolutely bomb him.
One of my
I al-
favorites, if not my favorite fight.
yeah, I always feel like if he takes that fight, that is how Tyson Fury will win. But I always feel like because he's been hurt by him now, and Usyk knows he has that in his arsenal that he can actually hurt him and give him a rock, give him a rock. If they come out and start sword fencing and turns into a chess match, I
Mm.
believe Usyk is very special in that type of chess game, and I don't think anyone in the world will beat him. So I think it's one of each way. It's like, what way did they both take this fight, and that will be significant with who takes the win, in my opinion.
And just obviously, just one more sneaky one there. Dubois and AJ2. Who you got for the rematch? I love doing that. I'm sorry.
This one is because they're both just naughty punches, aren't they?
Mm.
So it's like obviously you'd slightly favour Dubois now because he's got the win. He's the younger man. It's like he has zero fear going into that ring. It's just like his one mission is to knock you out.
Mm.
But you'll never, like, AJ was the man. Never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's brought boxing to where it is today. And it's not like he's an old 34 or whatever he is, or 35. He's like, he's an athlete.
Mm.
And AJ could just come out and think, like, let's go then. Do you know, like, because I feel like a polished up version of the two of them. I think AJ, when he's all polished up and on the ball, he is like the more neater boxer and things like that. And I think Daniel leaves more gaps because he's winging absolute bombs to take your head off.
Yeah,
But I think, like,
Mm.
he has no hesitance in, like, just loading up and going bang, bang, bang. And I feel like if AJ fights that way as well,
Mm.
AJ could get the win. But the way it is off that last fight, and I love both of them, by the way. Do you know what I mean? I used to train with Daniel, and obviously AJ, like him, looked up to him through the amateurs. I just slightly favour, because of the first one, towards Dubois, but I would never bet on that sort of fight. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. I would, and I think I do have AJ in the rematch. But I love Daniel Dubois. It was very conflicting for me, man. I walked out when I saw that first round. We were actually
Yeah,
hosting a watch party for that. I walked the fuck out. I thought, nah, I can't do this to myself.
yeah.
But
Well, that's
ladies and gentlemen,
boxing
boys
for
and
you,
girls,
isn't it?
mate, trust me. I think even when you done your angle, bro, I looked up to the moon. I was like, oh my god,
Well,
please
I
make him.
remember when I was in the ring and they must have showed it on the screen above us, and everyone in the arena went, "Oh!" And I thought
Bro,
they've just showed something of me on that screen.
that was one of the naughtiest breaks I've fucking
Mm.
oh man. But obviously it's great that we
Just heard the old arena go, "Oh, oh, this can't be
it,
good."
oh yeah, well, I mean, for you, obviously, it's great that we can talk about this and smile in hindsight.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Robbie, man. Robbie Davies Jr., ladies and gentlemen, man. You know, you give so much to boxing, bro. You've given us great nights, great fights, and I hope you are completely successful against Fortuna. Yeah, Godspeed, and may God be with you, bro. And this is obviously why I wanted to kind of do the live interviews, because you do all this charity work, you do, you know, so much incredible things behind the scenes, hard worker. I think, you know, you are the gold standard for human beings just in general. So I just want to
Thank
give
you,
it up to you,
thank
my guy.
you.
Now, that was good, in it. That was good. This is why
Yeah.
I didn't want to give you that compliment about you looking young, because I always give people
Hey,
the
I
best.
don't get many compliments, so when I do, I'm happy.
Yeah, mate, I saw that fishing rod all the way from the back. Okay, like
Yeah.
now, but no,
You
big up
just
to you, my
got it,
brother, man.
yeah. Yeah, nice one.
Big, tell people when the fight is, what's gonna happen, and where they can find you on social platforms, bro.
On all social platforms, just find me at Robbie Davies Jr. If you want to tune in tomorrow, download the app on your phone, ProBox TV. I'll be fighting Javier Fortuna in the SSE Arena, Belfast. I'll be fighting around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm co-main event, and I hope everyone enjoys the fight. Thank you.
We will enjoy the fight, bro. You are going to mash work on that guy, bro. All right. This is Robbie Davis Jr. God damn it. Thank you so much again for your time, my brother. We are How was that, guys? How was that? One of the first live interviews ever. We've had Robbie Davies Jr. This is the place to be for all boxing fanatics, like I said to Mr. Robbie Davies Jr. again. So we will be doing a live watch along for that because we have to support Robbie in every way. So please download ProBox TV, guys, man, and support our brother. This has been myself, Robbie Davies Jr. Everybody take care. I'm going to be doing another one of these a little bit later with somebody else, somebody up and coming as well. So you have to be subscribed. Thank you. Take care and all the best. Quick words from our sponsors before we go. Night, everybody. Take care.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever